Hello, dear Congressman. I hope you're in perfect health in this troubled context of an international pandemic. This presentation aims to help you to master 10 arguments that should convince your CEO to really take into account occupational health and safety, OSH. Indeed, my conviction is that nothing will really happen in terms of OSH if the CEO, the number one, is not convinced of the interest he has for him in terms of ethics and also for his company in terms of performance of its business to really take care of health and safety at work. The arguments that I will quickly present to you are the result of an innovating approach that I promote in terms of health and safety at work. If, of course, the first issue is a human one, which concerns the men and women at work in a company, whether they are employees or employees of your contractors, there are many other issues related to this area of health and safety at work. Having been a good part of my managerial career in a large group, I got to know this area from a field and production point of view. I have always wondered how we could make this subject of occupational health a facilitator to help managers achieve their goals rather than placing additional constraints on them. Having later been in charge in a group of 150,000 people of managing this area for about 15 years, I was therefore able to consolidate my knowledge and build an expertise from my experience and the knowledge of the field. Today, I support companies of all sizes, and I have developed a set of practices that effectively transform OSH from a constraint status to a business opportunity status. This status of constraint, I let you discover it because you already know it and you have to face it in your daily life. At the end, these issues define something like a gray landscape and give to OSH a constraint status. In fact, OSH is a really strategic way to do business and make this business in your companies durable. The 10 arguments that I propose to you are the following. Here again, I will leave you to discover them. Just keep in mind that everything starts with demonstrating the link between OSH performance and business. This link is intuitive. Today, I am able to demonstrate it with supporting figures in every company that I have to know, whatever its field of activity, whatever its size, whether it produces products or services. I therefore succeed to objectify systematically that the performance in health and safety at work and the way in which it is obtained is the exact reflection of the level of control that the company has of its activities. In other words, a poor performance in health and safety at work shows that the company has poor control over its activities, whether in terms of costs, deadlines, respect for quality standards, respect for the environment, respect for the equality between men and women, the absence of corruptive practices, its capacity to welcome disabled employees, and so on and so on. Of course, I am at your disposal to develop all these arguments during a conference, for example. I will now insist on a point which is really crucial in my approach and which makes it possible to transform OSH into a competitive asset. For this, I base myself on the following observation. A startup in France called UK allows consumers, when they buy food, through an app, by scanning the barcode of the product they are about to buy, to know the risks for its consumer health associated with this product. I highlight the fact that beyond the incredible success that this application has had in my country, and which is now also developing in other countries, such as the United States, for example, the fact of informing the consumer about the risks it takes when purchasing that kind of food or another generates complete redesigning of recipes. Indeed, for products that are no longer selling, manufacturers react immediately and review their compositions for healthier products. This shows that when the consumer is informed, his purchases change and ultimately influence the behaviors of companies concerned. I bet that it will be the same for OSH. Informing a client of a company's ability to control its OSH risks can become a competitive advantage. This is what we will see in the rest of this presentation. I let you discover the virtuous loop that transforms health and safety at work into a competitive asset for companies that really care about achieving excellent performance in this area through their practices. And just before concluding, I cannot resist the temptation to offer to use this sentence by the famous Albert Einstein, which for me is an ode to questioning and progress. You can download a flyer that ISSA edited with my permission and which summarizes these 10 arguments that we have just seen. You can also find in the book I wrote in 2017 at Editions Franel in French all the details of this approach that I mentioned quickly during this presentation, with, of course, all the pragmatic practices that make it possible to achieve excellence in health and safety at work, and therefore, you got it, excellence in business. Of course, you will find all the information to contact me if you want us to go further together. I wish you a good continuation in this International Congress. Fit well, take care of yourself, and maybe see you soon.